Leprechaun in Late Winter. One summer day in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania, a mysterious treehouse appeared in the woods. A brother and sister named Jack and Annie soon learned that their treehouse was magic. It could take them to any time and place in history. They also learned that the treehouse belonged to Morgan Le Fay, a magical librarian from the legendary realm of Camelot. After Jack and Annie traveled on many adventures for Morgan, Merlin the magician began sending them Merlin missions in the treehouse. With help from the two young sorcerers named Teddy and Kathleen, Jack and Annie traveled to places both mythical and real to do Merlin's bidding. On most recent missions, Jack and Annie found 4 secrets of happiness to help Merlin when he was in trouble. Now Merlin wants Jack and Annie to bring happiness to others by helping 4 creative people give their special gifts to the world. They have already helped the first 2. Now they are ready for the 3rd. Chapter 1, A Beautiful Word. It was a chilly afternoon in late winter. Annie was doing homework on the computer in the living room. Jack sat on the couch and stared at a blank page in a small notebook. He heaved a sigh. "What's wrong?" said Annie. "I have to write a story from school," said Jack, "and I'm stuck." I'm having a connection. I can think of a few people that might be having a connection right now. "Well, you better get unstuck," said Annie. "Mom and Dad said we have to get our homework done before we can go to the theater with them tonight." "I know," said Jack, "but I can't think of anything to write about." Why don't you do what you love to do?" said Annie. "Go outside and write down some facts about what you see. Then turn them into a story." That's a good idea. "Hey, that's a good idea," said Jack. "Thanks." He jumped up and grabbed his coat from the hall closet. Then, taking his pencil and notebook with him, he headed outdoors. The early March weather was sunny but cold and windy. Jack looked around. Then he wrote down some facts in his notebook. Old snow in the yard, sun sparkling on the sidewalk. Jack looked up again. Treetops swayed in the March winds. Jack started to write about them. But when he looked down at his notebook, he nearly dropped his pencil. On one page were 2 large, fancy letters. T.K. "Oh, man," whispered Jack. He dashed back to the house and into the living room. "Annie, look!" Jack held up his notebook. "Look at this!" Annie stared at the page. Old snow, sun sparkling. "Nice." "No, not that," said Jack. "The letters." Annie looked at Jack like he was a little crazy. What letters?" she said. Jack looked back at the page. "They're gone," he said. "A big fancy T and K." "T and K," said Annie. "Yes, for Teddy and Kathleen," said Jack. "The letters just appeared on the page when I was outside. They were there, really." "I believe you," said Annie. She jumped up from the computer. "Let's go." "Wait, I have to get my backpack from upstairs," said Jack. "Forget it, come on. The treehouse must be waiting for us," said Annie. Okay, said Jack. He quickly shoved his notebook and pencil into the pocket of his coat. Annie grabbed her jacket. "Mom, Dad, we're going to take a little break from our homework," she called. "Okay, but make it short. We have to leave for the theater by 7. Their dad called from the kitchen. "We will," said Jack. Jack and Annie headed outside. They ran over the melting snow in their front yard and up the sun-sparkling sidewalk. Good visual. They charged across the street and into Frog Creek Woods. They hurried between the wind-blown trees until they came to the tallest oak. Okay, visualizing, remember? We're visualizing. I like that wind-blown trees thing. High in the branches was the magic treehouse. Their friends from Camelot, Teddy and Kathleen, were looking out the window. "Hello," called Kathleen. "Hi," shouted Annie, waving. "Good trick with the magic letters," Jack called. "We thought you'd like that," said Teddy. "I just learned how to do it." Annie grabbed the rope ladder and started up. Jack followed her. They climbed into the treehouse and hugged the young enchanters. "So what's up today?" asked Jack. "Where does Merlin want us to go now?" asked Annie. "Merlin wants you to go to Galway, Ireland," said Kathleen. Ireland, cool, said Annie. Morgan sent us to Ireland once before to do 9th century, said Jack. Into the 9th century, said Jack. Yes, well, this time you're going to Ireland in the 19th century, said Teddy. To 1862, to be exact. Your mission is to find an imaginative and creative girl named Augusta. Augusta doesn't know what her talents are, said Kathleen. She lives in a time when it's not easy for girls to explore their creativity. Your mission will be to inspire her so she can give her gifts to the world. What does that word mean exactly? Asked Annie. Inspire. It's a good word, inspire. "'Tis a beautiful word," said Kathleen, her sea blue eyes shining. "It means to breathe life into a person's heart, to make them feel joyful to be alive." "That is beautiful," said Annie. "You may need some magic to help you," said Teddy. From the corner of the treehouse, he picked up a magic trumpet that he had helped him in his last journey. Only this time, Teddy handed the trumpet to Kathleen. She held the shiny brass instrument for a moment, and then she tossed it into the air. The trumpet spun like a whirlwind. There was a flash of blue light, and the trumpet was gone. In its place was a thin silver pipe with 6 holes. "What's that?" breathed Jack. "An Irish whistle," said Kathleen. She plucked the instrument from the air. "When you face great danger, one of you must play it. It will make magical music, and anything the other one sings will come true. But remember," said Teddy, "its magic will work only once." "Right," said Annie. "Thanks," said Jack. He took the Irish whistle from Kathleen and put it into his pocket. And did Morgan send a research book to give us information? "Not this time," said Teddy. "Morgan wants you to draw upon your own experiences in life to help you on this journey." "No problem," said Annie. Jack wasn't sure about that. He liked having a book of facts to help him. "So how do we find Augusta?" said Annie. "It should be easy to find her," said Teddy. "When you land in the country of Galloway, Ireland, just ask anyone for directions to the big house." "Hold on." Jack pulled out his notebook and wrote, County of Galloway, Ireland, Augusta, big house. "Got it," said Jack. "But how do we get to Ireland in the first place if we don't have a research book?" "Point to the notes you just made and make your wish," said Kathleen. "And when you are ready to come home," said Teddy, "use the Pennsylvania book as you usually do." "Got it," said Jack. "Go now and help Augusta," said Kathleen. "She needs you." Jack pointed to his words, Galloway, Ireland, in his notebook. "I wish we could go there," he said. "Bye," Annie said to Teddy and Kathleen. "Farewell," said Kathleen. "Good luck," said Teddy. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Okay. That's it for today. So I like that word, inspire. Who could you inspire? Think about that for a few minutes. Make some predictions. What do you think is going to happen? Maybe write a little paragraph, so 4 sentences, about either A, someone you could aspire, or maybe someone has inspired you. Okay, so you just use your topic sentence. I can inspire people by my smile, and then give me some details, or, obviously something else, or someone that inspired me is, and that would be your topic sentence, and then